All right, next on the agenda is the building planning process, and for that, we'll turn to Mr. Schorr from Schorr Architects for an update.
Good evening. We wanted to talk about Central first. The demolition of the 4 properties at the Central site, which is our Old North Elementary site, have been completed, so those buildings are all down. The early site package began, and if you've driven up Broad and saw the dirt flying and so forth, we have run into a little bit of soil issues. It's typical. I always say once we get out of the ground and get the dirt part done, we kind of have a sigh of relief. We're done with some of that. You traditionally have soil issues, and we actually have had a few unstable situations where we've had to take more dirt out than we want, but again, it's getting itself worked out, and it's typical. We see it all the time. But so that is progressing. We're hoping that before the snow flies, we get the building pad is almost set. That's just getting the dirt to that elevation. They won't start digging any footings or anything until after we go through our bid process for the building. They'll continue to do some of the site utility work. Not all that will get done just yet before winter, but hopefully everything and the weather permits us to get everything done they want to get done. Turner. And if not, they can do it in the spring, so it's not like it's going to be a big issue. So that's moving along very well. We are continuing to work on our construction documents. They are due to be submitted on November the 8th to all parties for review and for permitting. So we're getting close to permitting the actual building for Central. And then on the north site, we are continuing to work on our construction documents as well, and I have the video I'm going to show you on that here in a second. The documents are due on that on November 27th, and we're still progressing, us and our team, getting those all together as well. And then west, we have those construction documents going on as well. And December 13, we're looking at completing those, and we should have the video for west at the November board meeting to show you. We also, on south and east, we are still finalizing the program of requirements. I thought we'd have it this board meeting, but we're going to have it at the November board meeting. We are going to be starting our design committees, and I need to get to Steve and Jerry when we want to start south and east, and it's going to start November, December time frame, and starting to get the design committees for those other last 2 facilities. So those are going to start, and hopefully the program will get approved at the November board meeting. Also, you're going to start to see soon, I don't know if it'll be the next board meeting or not, but the food service, which is the kitchen equipment part, we are pulling those out for all 5 buildings and bidding those as a separate package to save dollars. We think by doing that we're going to save dollars. So that is one package that's going to get pulled out for all 5 schools. And you'll start, we're hoping, I think, to have those open by the end of January when we have the bids due on Central, so we have that number in place. And the only other package now that will be pulled out separately would be furniture, and we're looking to do that, not all 5 schools, but a lot for all 5 schools. That won't be out till sometime mid next year. So that's a separate package that you'll hear about too down the road. Anything on any of those before I show the video tonight? Okay, where's the popcorn? Okay, this is the outside of the facility. That was the front entrance that just flew by. Keep in mind again, the colors out here are fairly accurate. This fencing that you'll see for the equipment will have some slats in it, so you hopefully won't see it as you see it today. There'll be slats in there that'll help hide that equipment. What you're going to see on this, again, is it's a little more detail. You're starting to see some light fixtures on the building. As our engineers get these layers or get these on the model, they're starting to show up. You can actually now see inside the windows and see a lot of layout of furniture and doors. So the model on North is a little further than the model was on Central last month. So you guys have seen a lot of the outside. This is, I've lost track where we are, but this is around one of the school wings. I can tell you that. This is again outside of the media center area. And this is the other wing. This is the 2-story wing, which is the 2-3, the first floor, and the 4-5 at the second floor. So that's that wing there that you're seeing. And then we'll come back around to the front of the building, I believe. It was just yesterday, and I don't know if we're going to see any of this, but doing these models, some of the, if the layers aren't quite right, we had above the building some floating light fixtures. I mean, it was interesting yesterday. You should have seen it. But Tom worked diligently and got that all corrected for us. But So that came back around to the front door. Now we're going to walk in the front doors. You come down through those piers. You're walking in the front door. This is the vestibule. This will take you into the reception secretary area. And now we're going down the hallway with the different offices, principal offices and guidance offices and in-school suspension space that we have. And as you go down the hallway, there's a men's and women's restroom facilities in the administration suite, staff dining as well that we just walked by. Now we come back out into the hallway. That's the front door. So I'm walking you back now, right off the front door in this school. It opens right up to the student dining area. So that's the kitchen and where they'll be dropping off their dishes and picking up their food. And this is the student dining, and this is showing you the gymnasium portion here. And again, don't look at the colors on these models on the inside. They don't have all the colors. It's not going to be this gray. But this is the gymnasium, walking around the gym, and then we're going to look back through the gym to the student dining, and then you're going to start to see the stage. There's the divider that hopefully we can get with our alternate bid that'll eventually be pulled to separate the two rooms. But that's student dining. We gotta get, there's another piano. I don't know if I'm buying. Those are not in the budget. There's a stage that opens up again. That's music and stage. There's a divider there that closes out. So this is what you look as you're walking back out to the front entrance. It's really nice. It's nice and open. And now you're going down the main, what I call spine of this building. If you remember this design, I didn't throw up a floor plan, but as you're walking down, this spine, the art rooms are here on the left, which we're not going to go into those. Sorry. And we walk through that door, and there are ramps. See these ramps here? So you're going to be going down a little bit. It's handicap accessible. There'll be a slight landing. It doesn't look like, this looks like it's a slide. It's not like that. There's another little ramp that gets to a little landing area. These doors are going to be held open, by the way. There are hold open devices that will hold those doors open, so you don't have students. Now this is a corridor area that has an open stair that take you up to the 4-5 school classrooms. But this is at the very end of this spine, and this is the media center, and this is just a beautiful space with the circulation desk, the stacks for the books, the seating area. This is going to have an incredible view out of the back of it on this property. And again, some nice light fixtures. I mean, the media center is really a nice space in all these facilities. A little higher ceiling. And then you come back out, and we're going to walk down now to the K1 neighborhood. And this is the last part of this video. Down to the K1 neighborhood. And we're going to walk basically into a classroom. So this shows you kind of this pod. If you remember, the center core area has all the restrooms, mechanical, those type spaces. There's our drinking fountains. And you're just walking around basically the hallway of this neighborhood, and then we're going to just go into a typical classroom. And you can see the marker boards and the desk and everything starting to show up in the model, which is very interesting. And that's the casework that's there, the tall storage cabinets, your sinks, and your computer stations, the students' cubbies, and the desk area. So it's neat. This one's a little further along than last month, so it's really starting to take shape. You really get the chance to see it very well, I think. Any questions? I know that was pretty quick again, but okay. Thank you.
Me?